Who cares you MVP? Your game is basics. Better off hitting balls, running bases. Killing the Jupiter, all you aces. DT the face of the league, it need a facelift. Ancient old news don't make me open old wounds. In my ooze out, Sheryl, Swoops. Rebecca Lowe.
Bro, you didn't think she would come into the league, immediately dominate. I'm not saying she's dominated, but what are your thoughts on Angel's rookie season so far?
For me, if Rookie of the Year was picked today, I give it to Angel.
Okay.
There's still stuff about her game that I'm like, I wish she would have stayed another year. And that is just from an offensive standpoint of working on her post game, working on her post moves. I do think that'll come with time. The stuff that, to me, the stuff that Angel brings is, one, she gonna play hard, period. No matter who they're playing. And Kenyon, you can speak to this. Rebounding is about effort. And I want it more than you, and I'm just gonna go get it. That is the best part of Angel's game right now. And I think she's averaging a double-double.
Yes. 12 and 10.
That's impressive. That's impressive for anybody, let alone a rookie, to come in and do that. So I have been very impressed with what Angel's been able to do with and for the Chicago Sky so early on in the season. No doubt.
And what do you think about her just kind of...
Ancient old news that made me open old wounds in my ooze out, Sheryl, Swoops. Come on, man. What is we talking about here? What did I tell you? That's why you got your name into the CC22 Game Changer song. Coming this soon, June 21st. Okay, June 21st, the CC22 Game Changer will be released. Let's talk about it, man. Sheryl Swoops. You hear her when she first came out hating on Caitlin Clark, talking about the girl 25 years old. She didn't play 5 years. In college, it took her 5 years to break the record. She shoot over 40 attempts a game. Just lying. Don't even know what she talking about. So misinformed. What? And that's so funny. How many of the old people who've been following the WNBA since the beginning say, y'all need, the new fans need to do your research. And look at the old WNBA supposedly legend. When don't know nothing about the new phenom, Caitlin Clark, but just hating on her so tough. Okay? You get asked how you think Angel Reese doing in this season, and you talking about, you got the nerve to say you would give her Rookie of the Year if the season ended right now? And why? But then turn right around after that and say, but yeah, I wish she would have stayed in college so she can develop her offensive game. Why? Because we know it's sloppy. Sloppy Joes. Are you kidding me? Because she gives effort. She's going to play hard. This is what's going... She's the Rookie of the Year in Sheryl Swoop's book, Angel Reese, because she plays hard and competes. And she gives effort on getting rebounds. But her offensive game ain't there. But yeah, she getting a double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds on 30% shooting from the layup line. Yeah, she's the Rookie of the Year. The hate, the jealousy is real. I keep trying to tell y'all, she gonna, listen, in Gil Arenas, before I continue and let Sheryl Swoops destroy herself even more, because she about to hang herself. But Gil and Kenyon Martin, y'all really some busters, man. I don't know what kind of shit y'all be on, for real. But when they get up there and start talking that crazy delusional talk, why don't none of y'all check them? Y'all play right along with it, knowing the whole while she off her rocker. But y'all sit there and play right along with it. That shit weak. Weak. Especially Kenyon Martin, you don't know nothing. You sound like you don't know nothing about the WNBA. Nothing. But we're going to focus on Sheryl Swoops because I want to show y'all how even the X-Wnba, WNBA players hailing this girl, especially this one, Sheryl Swoops, too many times. So we got to call her to the carpet right now. Let's go, man. Let's listen to what else she had to say, and I'll chime back in.
And what do you think about her just kind of, like she's embraced this kind of villain role and how that squad is kind of looked at? I think they play hard, they play physical, they're going to do what they do.
I don't even know what to say right now because I am frustrated. Like, I'm frustrated with it because, like, I know a lot of people like, it's not black and white, it's not a race thing. But is it?
I think based on some of the discourse that's been going on in the league and some of the people who didn't previously watch the WNBA that are now very opinionated about it, it could be interpreted as such.
You know, I would like to think, and this is probably all of us, basketball is a physical sport. It just is. And I think what people are doing or saying when it comes to Angel Reese, when it comes to Kennedy Carter, when it comes to the Chicago Sky, I think it's coming from people who don't really know the game and don't understand basketball. But I also think Angel herself has handled the criticism, has handled all the not so good stuff that's coming her way. I think she's handled it very well for a rookie, I don't know, how old is Angel, 22 maybe? I think she's handled it very well.
Yeah, 22, turned 22.
Yeah, it just,
All the stuff she went through LSU, prepared her for.
And my thing is, like, all of that stuff happened before she even, got to the pros. But
she had to play she was a villain then, a lot of people might.
Yeah.
Her coming in now, playing with a team that probably already has some of that and where the city that they playing in, and it's a lot of it, man.
Well, and listen, I think if I look at the roster, like, they're a predominantly all-black team. They have one player, Marina Mabry, I think, if I can think of the roster, right? And I don't think that should be a question. I don't think that should be an issue. But in this world we live in today, and when you look at just all the ugly comments and stuff on social media, when people talk about Angel and Kennedy and the Chicago Sky team, it's a lot of ugly comments. So the reason why I say I think she's handled it well is because when you see the stuff that's coming her way, she could handle it totally different. And I think she tries to keep it all basketball.
I think you lost your mind. I think you smart. I think you cute. I think all this, how many times are you gonna say I think? What do you know? Because they don't pay you for thinking. So what do you know? I'm sure Gil Arena had you come up there to give your expertise opinion on the situations. But you think, I think they are black. Maybe it's there. I think she's handling it well. Well, let's go over how Angel Reese has been handling things. Since you think she's been handling things so lovely. Did she handle it well when she took the L versus Caitlin Clark in the Final Four and she went on the podium crying about being sexualized and victimized? Huh? Did you think she handled that well? Instead of just giving Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes their props, for beating them? Do you think she handled it well when she took to Twitter talking about get Nika her visa passes and our charter flights, it ain't one person over here on a charter flight? Do you think she handled it well when she came back out and started talking about it's a packed house we played in front of? It ain't just about one player over here. And then, how you think she handled it after the first ass whooping Caitlin Clark gave them, and the fever, gave the Sky, and she exited stage left, didn't even come up to the podium after celebrating the dirty play that Trinity Carter put on Caitlin Clark? How you think she handled that pretty good? Or what about when she took to Twitter again after that, talking some more shit? What about how you think she, said she was the villain, the bad girl, and she gonna look 20 years back from now and realize she was the one, a reason why women's basketball took off? Caitlin ain't the only one people watching for. How you think that make her look? How you think she handles those things? How you think her putting the Joker, ha ha ha, on her shoes and get out there and get her ass whooped, commit a flagrant one, and go to the podium at the end of the game for the post conference and talking about how Caitlin got a special whistle? That the refs affected the outcome of the game. Blame the L on the refs instead of her measly little 10 points or whatever she had out there with 5 fouls. I don't think she handled none of that right. What are you talking about? All she do is handle everything the opposite of right. She plays the opposite of genius. She goes from victim to villain in the blink of an eye, right back to victim. That's what she does. So, again, you talking about all the nasty stuff people saying about the Chicago Sky because they black? Or do you not notice what they did during that game that was dirty and got them called those names? Whatever the people were saying towards them. It wasn't a basketball play. You already said that, or you're going to say that later on. It wasn't a basketball play that Carter did. It was a dirty-ass play by a dirty-ass player. And Angel Reese celebrated it. So how can you excuse all of that, what they did warranted hatred towards them in their comments? They didn't just do nothing, show up and play the game the right way and speak the right way, and because they black, people was attacking them? That's just nut job talk. You're crazy. You're delusional. Deranged. Let's go. Let's continue. She gonna keep on hanging herself. Keep on hanging herself. This is just, it's just a little taste of what Caitlin got to do while she talking about Angel Reese and she loves how she's handled everything. No, Caitlin has handled everything perfectly, ladies and gentlemen. She don't say nothing bad about nobody. She don't allow the media to bait her into no BS. She's very professional, very classy, very how she carries herself on and off the court. And just because she white, Sheryl, Swoops, and others don't see that. That's crazy. Let's hear what else she had to say and I'll chime back in.
Hip checked Caitlin. Was that a basketball play? Absolutely not. Was Kennedy wrong? 100%.
Was it a hard hit? Hell
It was not as hard as people say. So my point is, but it was everywhere for a whole week. That's what people wanted to talk about. Mm-hmm. Black, white, brown, male, female. When Alyssa Thomas clotheslined Angel and took her out, she didn't take her out, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That was worse than what Kennedy did.
Facts.
But where was the uproar? Where was the uproar? I didn't see it on SportsCenter. I didn't see Stephen A. talking about it. Nowhere. Nowhere.
I know why.
But my thing is, tell me why.
One's a villain.
Who?
The one who says she's a villain. If Draymond gets clotheslined.
Well, I didn't hear her say she's a villain when she came to the league. I heard her say that when she was in college.
Like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years.
Oh, yeah? You haven't heard her say that, Sheryl Swoops? So I thought you was paying attention. I thought you said you keep up and you see all the bad stuff all the people say about her, but you don't see nothing she do, huh? Oh, that's what it is. Oh, you don't pay attention to what she say and do and tweet out there. You just look at what the people response are to her when she do some crazy shit that you don't see when she does that. Oh, okay. And yeah, and you see how Gil agreed with her and try to say, oh, it wasn't even that hard of a hit. And she like, yeah, see, it wasn't that hard. He facts. Or Leah Thomas was worse than, what? Why did nobody go in an uproar for when Leah Thomas did it to Angel Reese? Again, I'm going to say it again. When you playing the bully and you run up on a bully that like the bullies, don't nobody care to cry for you and feel sorry for you. I showed y'all a video in the clip where Angel Reese was clearly pushing on Leah Thomas well before that happened. And she even on that play, she pushed her two hands and Aaliyah just went back. Clothesline. This is a clothesline. What Angel Reese did to Caitlyn the other morning, that's a clothesline. You know, she reaching behind and feel who the hell was pushing her and felt, oh, I got something. Bam. It's not a clothesline. Stop pushing people in the back. This is ridiculous. See what I mean? But you want somebody to be in an uproar for Angel Reese and what happened. And Angel, listen, also, why would somebody be in an uproar when the refs, they fixed the problem right then and there in real time? Suspended. You out of here. Ejected. You got to go. It would have probably most likely been an uproar had they just let it be a common foul like they did Kennedy Carter's dirty play. That wasn't a basketball play, like you said. Wasn't a basketball play. But they called it a common foul. That's why it's an uproar. And then when they went back and reviewed it, they looked at that and still just upgrade to a flagrant one. And it wasn't way worse. That's what I'm saying, Gil, talking about facts. Nah, nigga, ain't no facts. Y'all chumps over there, man, for real. But, again, she not finished. She gonna keep on. Let's listen. I'll chime back in.
It's the clip they want to post because they're going to get all these likes and reposts, but that's a basketball play. Mm-hmm. She hit her in the head, so of course it should be upgraded to a flagrant one. Refs looked at it, they upgraded it. Can we keep playing basketball? My thing is, like, every time Caitlyn gets fouled, we can't make it seem like she was assaulted. But I'm just fouling is a part of basketball. Mm-hmm. Like, you can look at a whole lot of different games and players and clips. And Asia Wilson, when they played Dallas, Asia had a bloody nose, a black eye. She got up, like, it's basketball.
Ship out of water, now pop the hands that you need it 10 Carter. The shit started, a little bitch comments, the bench warmer. They done woke up a monster, go a bit harder. Take your shots. Try to knock me down, but I get back up. Got a double team, the queen, best call for backup. Strong to the rack, but then I back up.
The way she's built her game. So any contact she feels, she's gonna flop a little bit, right? And that's how she sells certain fouls. But with Angel, she's rugged, right? She's a rugged girl, right? She's built for trying to bully. She's a bullier, right? No one feels sorry for the bullier.
She's not a bully. She's not a bully.
Oh, you probably just never seen the poster. She's bullying the veterans.
She's not a bully. Well, I mean, if you want to talk about bullies, we can talk about every time Caitlyn has the ball, she pushes off.
Oh, no.
I'm just saying, like.
But she has that advantage. She has the advantage of like an Allen Iverson or a Curry, because they're light, they can hit you, do all the little cheap stuff. You hit them, they gonna flop.
Now Caitlin Clark is a bully. Oh my. Because she pushes off, Caitlin Clark is a bully? Wow. The hatred, the jealousy, the envy, the racism, and that woman right there is real. Oh, if you want to talk about bullies, Caitlin does push off all the time. Yeah, she pushing off on the players that keep keeping their hands all over her. And so, yeah, she got to push them off because they got their hands all over. They grabbing her. But you don't see that. You see her pushing off, you can say, right? And I've seen her have to push him off of her a couple times, for sure. But I also see why she's pushing them off of her. But you don't see that, though, huh? Wow. This is coming from a WNBA legend. Sheryl Swoops got game. Can't take that away from her. She ain't got no brains, but she got some game. She had some game, for damn sure. But this what I mean. This is how a lot of y'all mess it up. From Carrington to Carter to all the girls so far that I've seen have some game about themselves. Asia Wilson, y'all all say the most ridiculous shit to muck up that I don't even want to watch it because the stupidity. I can't be in support. Like, I can't tell none of my daughters or nobody, none of the kids I coach, hey, I'm trying to teach them to have good attitudes. Learn professionalism. Learn how to handle themselves and carry themselves well on the court and off the court. So this right here, man, oh my goodness. With this old land before time, dinosaur head having ass. All right, we're going to keep going. She got more to say. Let's listen.
You got that game, right?
She got ejected.
Yeah. What does the narrative, what would we want this narrative to be against Alyssa?
Well,
You got to be careful with that too because she is bona fide.
Well,
so
my thing is, I wouldn't even, I'm not even talking about the narrative being about Alyssa, but if you're talking about rookies, players being targeted, then you have that conversation about, well, this is what Alyssa Thomas did. So is Alyssa Thomas jealous of Angel and mad at Angel and a hater of Angel? That's because that's what the narrative is, right? Anytime a basketball play happens towards Caitlin, it's because players are envious, they're targeting her, they're jealous, they're haters, they're racist. I keep going on and on. So why isn't that the narrative when something happens to Angel like that?
Look, she willing to throw Alyssa Thomas under the bus as being a dirty player or something like that, or targeting her. She want to just line that just because. So since we've seen players actually have real hatred, speak it, even like herself, you want to act as if you don't know why people was outraged by what Kennedy Carter did to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese celebrating it. But you want to act dumbfounded to why nobody gave a shit about Alyssa Thomas, who's a vet in this league. That's, she's one of the best all-around players in the whole WNBA. They're a triple-double machine. Who I'm not sure if she's known for playing dirty. I haven't heard that like that. And I ain't watched enough to know if she's a dirty player. But they don't say she's a dirty player. But you wanna have that conversation because people can say that Caitlin is being targeted, which there's footage of it, and you call that one incident. Oh, Angel should be. Why are we not saying she getting targeted? Because she's not, and she calls herself a bad girl. She'll be the bad girl or whatever, the villain, and then turn around and play victim. My goodness, I can't make this up. Gilbert Arenas gonna say something about Kennedy Carter's game and whatnot, and then Sheryl Swoop ended off. But This is the last clip, and I'll chime back in. Let's go.
That means put your best outfits on.
Yeah,
Play to the crowd like Kennedy Carter. People looking at her like, people was hoping she was a 0 for 12 type of person.
Yeah, she not.
She's skilled.
One of the, listen,
like she's athletic as shit. I see her. Bop, bop, bop.
No. Kennedy Carter is one of the best guards in the league.
No, but, and that's where.
Nobody was hoping she'd be 0 for 12 type of player. We seen it that game, she was balling. In that very game, she did that dirty ass play. She was balling even before that play. So it wasn't nobody was hoping that she was weak. We already knew she wasn't weak. We just seen she was weak for the act she did. The classless act she did. And the classless act Angel did. But you know, look at Sheryl. Yeah, you know, she one of the best guards in the league. But we'll tell the people, we'll continue and tell the people why she just now getting back to the league and almost got kicked out the league. Why she was on 2 other teams. And tell people that. Yeah, I seen she got game. Bop. Yeah, but screws are loose. Delusional. Deranged. Just like mostly a lot of y'all that carry that same attitude Sheryl Swoops has. Y'all need to stop it, man. Get the hate out your heart. Keep God first. Ain't about black and white. It's the Pope, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'm out.